Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. We're gonna finish off the notes on the equation of a line. Okay, so we're gonna start right in with example 3. This is the second of 2 parts of this set of notes here. So example 3, find in general form the equation of the line with slope or gradient -1/2 that passes through 4, -1. Okay, so general form. So what you'd want to do on this is either use a slope-intercept form or point slope form or gradient. I can't even remember what they called it. Let's see what they called it. Point gradient or gradient intercept. So instead of point slope, they did point gradient. Okay. Now back to what we were talking about here. So we're gonna you can use either one of those. I personally prefer the point slope or point gradient formula, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so gradient, that's our m. This is x1 and this is y1. And I'm just going to plug info in and then away we go. So we got y minus, our y1 is -1. So again, if I put these in parentheses here, I have a lot better chance of remembering to get both the negatives in there. M is -1/2 of x minus 4. And now I'm just going to simplify. So y minus -1 is y plus 1 equals -1/2 times x is -1/2 x. -1/2 times -4 is +2. Okay? So, since we're trying to go into general form, that's where we got to get the x's and y's on the left side and the constants on the other. So let's move this constant over, subtract 1, and then let's move this x over, add 1/2 x. Add 1/2 x. Okay, so we have 1/2 x plus y equals 2 minus 1 gives us 1. Okay, and then last part of this here is we got to get rid of this denominator here. So if we multiply everything by 2, that'll get rid of the denominator. 2 times 1/2 is 1x. 2 times y is 2y. 2 times 1 is 2. So that is, in general form, the equation passes through 4, -1, and has a slope of -1/2. Okay? All right. Moving on. Example 4. Find in slope-intercept form the equation of the line which passes through these 2 points. So hopefully you'll remember the slope formula. It should be on your formula sheet. If you don't, slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I've always learned it as just to take the second one and go 4 minus -2 over 1 minus 4. Right, so that turns into 6 over -3, which gives us -2 is our m. Okay, so now it says in slope-intercept form. So honestly, if you use the point slope formula, the y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. You go through and simplify this, and it turns it right into slope-intercept form for you right off the bat. So we know that m is now -2. All right? And then we have x minus, and we have y minus. So now we just need to pick one of these two for our x and our y. I'm going to choose this one. It just looks a little bit nicer. It doesn't matter. Either one will give you the same one. So I'm going to call this x1 and y1. So y minus y1, that's y minus 4, and x minus x1, which is 1. And now I'm just going to simplify. Y minus 4 equals -2 times x is -2x. Oops, I should have done this just to show that I plugged that in. -2 times x, -2 times -1 is +2. And then just move the 4 over. And we get y equals -2x plus 6. There's our answer in gradient intercept form. Okay, a couple more examples. Let's see, example 5, determine whether 6, -1 lies on the line y equals 1/2 x minus 4. So in order for 6, -1 to lie on this line here, I have to be able to plug 6 in for the x. Oops. I have to be able to plug 6 in for the x and -1 in for the y, and then this should be true. So y is -1, x is 6. So this should be true. If 6, -1 lies on this line, then this will be a true statement. Okay, half of 6 is 3 minus 4. We get -1 equals 3 minus 4 is -1. So yes, 6, -1 lies on the line, which happens to be y equals 1/2 x minus 4. Okay, you're gonna be able to get away with just putting down yes, it's on the line or something like that, but just trying to be extra thorough there. So this one here, -2, -4 lies on the line, 2x minus y equals 1. So same idea. This is our x, this is our y. We're just going to plug stuff in. 2 times -2 minus y is -4. Does that equal 1? 2 times -2 is -4. Minus -4 turns into +4. Does that equal 1? That's 0. 0 does not equal 1, so not on the line. The better way to write that would be -2, -4 does not lie on the line 2x minus y equals 1. But we're okay with this. All right. Last couple examples here. Example 6. Find m slope given that 3, -4 lies on the line y equals mx plus 5. And then we'll look at b here in a second. So we're looking for the slope. But we know that this point is on this line. So there's our, keep doing that, sorry. We know that this is our x and this is our y. So let's just plug stuff in. Y is -4. We're looking for m. We know that x is 3 plus 5. So we get -4 equals 3m plus 5. Let's solve for m, so let's subtract 5 from both sides. -9 equals 3m. Divide by 3. And m is going to be -3. So slope of that line there is -3. Okay, and then now let's look at b. Find k, given that -2k lies on the line -3x minus 2y equals 11. Okay, so this is our x, this is our y. Let's plug stuff in and see what happens. Okay, -3 times -2 minus 2 times k equals 11. -3 times -2 is 6 minus 2k equals 11. Let's subtract 6 from both sides. And we get -2k equals 5. Divide by -2. And we get that k is -5/2, or I'd rather write it as -2.5 is what k is going to be. Okay? All right, let's see. That's really all there is for this here. If you have any further questions at all on any of this, please feel free to ask in class. Thanks.